everybody. Welcome back to another hot episode of a very special podcast. This is the podcast where we talk about all of your favorite TV series from the S-tier and then discuss them over a desk full of assorted beverages. I'm your boy, Patrick M. Dunn, and I'm joined here by my camp counselor cohort, Kat Halstead the Author.
Hello.
Welcome back, girl. Welcome back.
I never know what you're going to call me. You can shock me sometimes to silence because I'm like, excuse me?
What was I called you, like, Lady of the Night or something one time?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, wait, that's a prostitution reference. Sorry.
Thanks, Patrick.
Welcome to our 8th year spectacular episode. We've been doing this for 8 solid years with a few breaks in between, but
yeah, but we're still here. We're still doing it. It's not like we were like, we're done. We're never doing it again.
Yeah.
We just had some life things get in the way a couple times.
Yeah, a couple of moves, couple of important things going on, important developments. But yeah, we're here. It's 8 years later, and we've done this like 240 something times.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Something like that. I don't even know. Probably more from like all the lost episodes. We have lost audio on.
If I use my abacus correctly, this will be the 248th episode.
We're so close to 250.
Yeah, we might have another spectacular coming up your way. Very, very close. We love our spectaculars.
Very close.
That's the reason why I do it. So every 25 episodes, we can have a spectacular.
Pretty much.
Anyway, for the 8th year of the podcast, we decided to, we're going to go to camp today. We're not going to go to Camp Krusty, because I think did we already go to Camp Krusty? I think we did.
I think we did. We might have. I'm just going to make a spreadsheet of all our episodes, because quickly search them.
Make the box yellow if it's a rare Cat 5 episode.
Yeah, like, what score did Patrick give it? What score did Kat give it? When did we actually start scoring episodes?
I feel like it's like 100-ish, like in the 100-ish ranges somewhere. Mm-hmm. I don't know. You know what? We need to, Bruce the intern or High Tech Beth, you guys need to get your shit together, get a program. Mm-hmm. Hopefully you guys are good at Excel or the free Google version of it. What is it? Google like Sheets or something?
It's Google Sheets.
Which I've never used, but I do use Google Docs all the time, and I have a lot of weird Google Docs out there. Yes,
oh, really?
A lot of weird ones.
Yeah, I use Google Sheets all the time for work.
Do you?
Yeah, we have a shared spreadsheet where we track daily how often interviewers log in and out and report it to us.
Sounds so high-tech. Did High-Tech Beth make it for you?
Then at the end of the night, I have to go and see oh, this person is missing more than a half hour on any project. How many times did they log in and log out? Oh, only once.
Ooh, I like it.
So, yeah.
Do you ever use do you ever make PowerPoints?
We have a PowerPoint. I didn't make it, but my boss made it because we are now training coaches to be coaches, like people who were interviewers who were working at home in Texas. We now train them. We can now train them to be coaches. You should make a
podcast PowerPoint. I don't know what'll be on it, but what it'll be for, but I don't know. I just like the idea of it floating around. Maybe as if we ever be a guest on another show, other than the Namely 90s, we'll just send it out here's our PowerPoint. This is what we're all about. Here's all our topics and our inside jokes.
I mean, the only people who ever want to be on with us are weird, sketchy dads trying to exploit their kids.
That is true. Wait, what? What are you talking about? Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. The occasional email that I get from, because I think my email address is linked up with iTunes or whatever it's called now.
Or something.
Yeah, and it'll be my daughter is she's going out for the Special Olympics and she really wants to be interviewed on a podcast. And I'm like, why did you pick this one? Have you listened to it?
Yeah, have you listened to it? Have you heard the stuff I say, let alone the stuff he says?
Exactly. Not family friendly, me thinks.
I would not let my nephew listen to us.
All right, enough's enough. As I said, as I teased at the top of the hour, we're going to camp. We're going to summer camp.
Did you ever actually go to summer camp? Sleepaway camp?
Not a sleepaway one, but I went to one that you go home at the end of the day.
Yeah, you went to day camp. I did day camp too a couple times. I never did sleepaway camp.
Yeah, I always wanted to.
I know.
I feel like the early 90s was the peak of sleepaway camp. It just went downhill from there.
Well, yeah, okay, so think about it. In the early 90s, we not only had, there was usually, an episode or something where, the kids were coming back from summer camp.
There was a lot of, camp-related movies, too. We had, Ernest Went to Camp. We had, this movie that we're doing today, Camp Cucamonga, by the way. Just throwing it out there. Camp Nowhere. Heavyweights, like the fat kid camp.
Yes. Oh my god. Okay. I recently, like within the last year, rewatched Heavyweights on Disney Plus.
Does it hold up?
It holds up. I forgot how crazy Ben Stiller's character is in that.
He's like the camp counselor, right? He's like the lead guy.
He buys the camp from the people who originally owned the camp were his parents, like in real life, but not in the movie. And he's like this crazy fitness guru. It's wild.
I can't believe there was a time in American culture where it was okay to make like a fat camp movie with kids.
Right? Oh, and you know what? We also had, like, it was totally not age appropriate for us, but Indian Summer came out. Do you remember that movie where like all the grown-ups go back to camp like 10, 15 years later for a weekend?
Yes, and there's Meatballs. I forget about Meatballs.
Mm-hmm.
And like the horror ones too. You had like Jason always took place at a camp. That Camp Sleepaway Camp or Camp Sleepaway. I can't remember what it's called though.
Yes, yeah. Sleepaway Camp.
There's like,
oh my god.
There's like 4 of them.
Oh my god, the ending of that one.
It's great.
Woo.
Great times. So and then like yeah, we had Camp Krusty. I feel like the Bradys went to camp at some point.
I mean, they went camping. We did that episode.
That is true. The closest I ever got to a campground was like a backyard, camping out in my friend's backyard, like in his backyard one time when I was like 10 years old.
Yeah.
Like the only reason why we did it was his older brother went to a sleepaway camp and he came back and was like telling us all about it. And then I was like, I want to go camping. And my friend's like, me too. So we just like camped in the backyard in like late August when it was like starting to get cold.
Oh my god.
We didn't like have a tent. So we took those like, those like blue tarps that you like rake leaves onto to like drag them to like the compost pile.
Yes.
We just made one of those like those like triangle shaped tents out of that wooden sticks that we posted up and just like draped it over and just like slept on like the dirty ground with like sleeping bags, obviously.
Oh my god, no. Like I remember I was in like going into the 2nd grade or something, and like my best friend and I camped out in her backyard in like an actual tent. We were like what, 8 years old? 8-year-olds in a backyard. No adult out there with us.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like we lit a fire too. Like when we did it, we made a little campfire with like no supervision.
Like, oh my god. Kids today would never be able to do that.
Yeah, I remember like rolling it, not the woods, but that wooded area like between yards that some people have.
Yeah.
Just grabbing a bunch of like sticks and logs that we found, throwing them like on the ground, like we dug a little hole like in like the backyard, just not asking for permission, and then just like
we totally like at the very least we gathered firewood from the dell behind our houses.
And then I think we like tried to make like authentic, so we made like I don't know, I must have like made my parents buy me like canteens, and we like filled them up with like Pepsi, just like swilling from the canteen all night.
I did do like Girl Scout camp for a weekend, like with my Girl Scout troop, and then like in 6th grade we had like a weekend at a like camp, but it was like it was cabins, like, and we had like a weekend where we were doing like camp stuff.
Oh yeah.
Because it was supposed to be like blending those kids together from all the different schools in 6th grade.
Do they still do camp? Like, can you still go to like sleepaway camp today? Like in today's world, I feel like it's like gone.
I think so.
You looking it up?
There's gotta be.
Or any teens are listening to this, and you've gone to a campground like after, not just teens, but like anybody, like after like 2015. Let us know. Let us know if campgrounds still exist. Oh, I guess there's like Campground of America, but that's like a family camp though.
Yeah, I mean there's grounds, but like they have to still do sleepaway camps.
I don't know. You know what? This will be a takeaway. This will be a project. We'll make a PowerPoint on it.
There has to be.
Yeah, so we're doing Camp Cucamonga, which we kind of teased in the Mama's Family episode, if you've been keeping track. So in case you didn't listen to it, in case for some reason...
Patrick, you didn't think it was real.
Yeah, I still don't. I still can't believe this happened.
You watched it and you still don't believe it happened?
Like, I have physically watched this, and I still believe it's not real. Like, I can't believe this was a thing that happened in 1990. Like, this made-for-television movie exists. And I think you need to give us a rundown very quickly of what it is, and maybe drop some names of some of the and like the thousands of stars that are in this movie.
Like, okay, for real, this movie is lit with a cast. Okay, it takes place at a summer camp. We get most of the kids have like gone there before. You get a couple newbies, but it stars late 80s, early 90s heartthrob Chad Allen. It stars one of our best friends, Jennifer Aniston.
Yes. And she drives a bus in this, too.
We get not one, but two former Hallmark queens, Candace Cameron Bure and Danica McKellar.
Well, and I have a lot of comments about Candace Cameron on this.
We get Breckin Meyer. We get Josh Savino. We get Jaleel White, Sherman Hemsley, John Rattenberger, Dorothy Lyman, Richard Hurd. Like, this cast is amazing.
And then we even get, like, someone that was involved with, like, the Watergate scandal. Like, as, like, a cameo in this.
Oh my god, I love this movie. I love this movie. This is a fun one.
It's great. So, this was a made-for-TV movie. It premiered on September 23rd, 1990. It was a Sunday night. And, like, I figured this out. I mean, I'm sure you figured this out, too. And anyone listening to this will figure this out. But, like, everybody on this movie, they were, like, current stars of a TV series from this year.
Mm-hmm.
I was curious about Jennifer Aniston, and I'm like, I think she did, like, Ferris Bueller, the TV show. But, like, I thought that had already, like, come and gone. But no, this is, like, on right now, like, as this is happening.
Okay.
It's the same time frame. They poached her. They made, because she's older, she's more wiser than, like, the younger teens. They make her the counselor. She's got her license so she could drive a big ass bus.
Yeah, she is the counselor, and her father is the one who owns the camp.
And can we just start out there? The movie opens with her driving a bus of all the campgoers. And
yes,
like, how old is she supposed to be? Like 18, 19 ish?
I figure she's like 19. I figure she's gone to at least a year of college.
I mean, I guess it's the times, but would you ever let your kids get on a bus driven by like a 19-year-old girl?
In the year 2022? No. In the year 1990, probably wouldn't have even like noticed who the bus driver was. Let's be real.
That is true. Because I'm like, there's no way she has like a special license. Like, she sought out like one of those special licenses to drive a bus. Like, her father was just like, here's the bus, go down to like the bus depot and like pick up all these kids and just drive them here. And she's like not even paying attention as she's driving because she's like watching the guy on the motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
Like, her eyes are off the road more than half the time. Like, I legit thought this movie was going to open.
Well, yeah, because she keeps looking in the mirror to see like Breckin Meyer skateboarding down the aisle. She
has zero control over these kids. There's no like other chaperone in there to like tell the kids to like sit down. They're like throwing stuff. Yeah, Breckin Meyer's skateboarding. It's fucking wild.
And she knows every single one of those kids' names, though.
We're kind of jumping ahead before we get into the lowdown of Jennifer Aniston's bus driving skills. Do you want to go through this hot night of television?
Yeah, well, what else was on this night? I am very curious.
I'm going to say this is actually like a pretty wild night of TV. Like, we get a lot of staples. We get some made-for-TV movies. There's a lot going on. So you want to start off with our boys at the alphabet, ABC?
Yeah, start off with ABC.
All right. Things kick off at 7 o'clock. Any guesses? It's 1990, 7 o'clock on a Sunday. You know this.
America's Funniest Home Videos?
Almost. That's on tonight, but not right now. This actually stars somebody from this show is actually on this show. From the movie that we're talking about tonight is on the show. Oh, no, wait, hold on. No, I got the wrong Chad. Sorry, I got the wrong Chad.
Dude.
Wrong Chad. Too many Chads. Chad Lowe is on Life Goes On, right?
Yes.
And Chad Allen's from My Two Dads.
Yes.
Right? Okay, all right. So sorry, wrong Chad.
I think we might have figured out which ones are which. Maybe.
Well,
probably not. We will probably still get these two confused forever. I'm sorry.
I mean, I thought I knew it until right now. Like, I just literally forgot which Chad it was. Too many Chads. All right, Life Goes On. Tonight's episode's called Corky and the Dolphins.
Corky and the Dolphins?
Yeah. Do you think it's like the sports team, or do you think it's the actual like sea creature? Take a guess.
It's 1990, so it might actually be him swimming with dolphins.
It is. They go, the Thatchers go on their Hawaiian vacation, and Corky swims with dolphins. And Becca, played by our gal pal Kelly Martin, she falls for a surfer. And take a wild guess who plays the surfer. Just take a guess. Just throw a name out there. He was a prominently guest stars on a lot of early 1990 series until he finally landed the role of a lifetime, which is pretty much like the only thing we know him for now.
Oh my god.
But he still acts, sorta. And he's controversial. People don't really like him anymore.
Oh crap. I am blanking. And I'm gonna kick myself. I know I will.
Dean Cain.
Oh, Dean Cain.
Played the surfer boy that Becca falls for. All right. You kind of hinted at the next hour already. Things kick off at 8 o'clock with America's Funniest Home Videos. Then following that is America's Funniest People. Dave Coulier, not as good. I don't know, I'm still confused, like, why this was a show, to be honest with you.
Literally, the only thing I remember about the show was the jackalope, and I am so heartbroken to learn that a jackalope is not a real animal.
That is true. Like America's Funniest People was, like, what, like, impressions? Was that the thing? I remember, like, a lot of people, like, dressed up like Urkel being on the show.
I honestly don't even remember. Like, I literally only remember the jackalope running around. Like, that's literally all I remember from this show.
That is true. I mean, because he was on it pretty much every episode, right? Like, every week you got a jackalope skit. Coming on at 9 o'clock, it's a movie. This is a cinematic. This is the world broadcast premiere of The Running Man, starring our boy Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's kind of like in a it's like a game show. It's like a Survivor kind of game show that takes place in the future, but like people actually die on the show. It's not like you get voted off to an island. It was a good movie. I enjoyed it. All right, you want to go to a CBS?
Yeah, what's CBS besides 60 Minutes and Murder, She Wrote?
All right, you got the first 2 hours right. I was going to say, if you don't get this, I'm replacing you with, I don't know, Jennifer Aniston. I hear she's looking for something to do after the morning show wraps. It's a made-for-TV movie. Leona Helmsley, the Queen of Mean.
Okay.
She was kind of like a hotel heiress. Not heiress. She like ran hotels. So, you ready for the plot synopsis?
Yeah.
All right. This movie follows the cold-hearted ambitions of the New York hotel chain queen, from her humble beginnings all the way to her marriage to a real estate tycoon, Harry Helmsley, and her eventual conviction for tax evasion. So, ooh.
Oh my. Okay, what was this called so we can find it?
Leona Helmsley, the Queen of Mean. It stars Suzanne Plachette, our gal from one of the Newhart shows, as the Queen of Mean. Yeah.
Okay.
And Lloyd Bridges is in it too. Our boy Lloyd Bridges. And I'm sure you just found it on YouTube.
I mean, I found the cast list already. Oh, it's on Tubi.
Ooh, okay. You want to go to NBC or do you want to go to Fox first? Where do you want to go?
Let's do Fox and end at NBC.
Things kick off at 7 o'clock with True Colors. This was a sitcom. It was about like an interracial family. It was like a black husband, a white wife.
Yes. I remember this show.
Its first season. I think there's 2 or 3 seasons maybe. It wasn't on for a long time, but it made its mark.
I remember it. I remember watching this.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen episodes, but I remember seeing like commercials for it maybe.
So I think actually one of the other networks also had a show similar, so maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I think that was like a theme this year.
Mm-hmm.
All right, any guesses what's on after True Colors? This is a show we've done before for the podcast. We've done it before. I think you gave it a Cat 5, to be honest with you. I think this has got a rare Cat 5.
A Fox show.
And I'm surprised someone from this show was not on Camp Cucamonga, because my guess is they didn't think of Fox as a real network. It's kind of similar to Ferris Bueller in a way.
It's Parker Lewis Can't Lose.
Yes, Parker Lewis Can't Lose. You know what?
I'm like trying to think like early 90s Fox.
I thought the Parker's little sister would have been great on this show. She would have been like a fun like villain. She had been friends with Danica McKellar's character. I can never say her name. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
Any guesses what's on at 8 o'clock on Sunday night?
Married with Children. No. It's too early for Married with Children.
And it's not the show you think it is, because that's still on Thursdays, I believe.
The Simpsons, yeah, that's on Thursdays right now. It's going up against Cosby.
It was a very popular show. It was on for a while. It launched the careers of a lot of people.
Was it Tracy Ullman? Was that still on?
No, Tracy Ullman's done for at this point. She gone.
Okay.
Yeah, because the Simpsons are on. Think of all the careers. Want to drop some names?
Yes, drop some names for me, please.
All right. Are you familiar with someone named Jim Carrey?
Oh, it's In Living Color.
Yes. I knew as soon as you said the name. All right. Following In Living Color. This was... I used to watch a show. I don't really remember too much about it, but I just remember it being very strange. Get a Life. Do you remember that show?
With Chris Elliott. And he, died in every episode.
Yeah, something always happens and he dies at the end of every episode. There's a lot of sight gags in the show, I feel like. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Who was this show?
I remember watching it and all of that went over my head as a kid.
Yeah, I think it took me 4 years to realize that he dies in every episode. I was like, wait, I thought he died last week. It basically was a cartoon, but people form.
Mm-hmm.
This is the best way to describe it. I don't know. I haven't watched it since like it ended, so I don't know.
I mean, it's Chris Elliott, so it was gonna be weird.
I only remember one episode specifically. It's the one where like in the 70s he like ordered a submarine from a comic book and it finally comes.
Oh my gosh.
Giant submarine that he puts in the bathtub, and then him and his dad get stuck in there.
Okay.
Following Get a Life, we get a full hour of a show that you already said the name of it.
Married with Children.
Yes. And then over at NBC, from 7 to 9, we get Camp Cucamonga. And then at 9 o'clock, you ready for this? You sitting down?
I'm ready.
All right, our boy Judd Hirsch is in a made-for-TV movie called She Said No.
Okay.
This is a heavy, heavy plot synopsis. Like, this is intense. You ready for it? You sitting down?
Yes, I'm as ready as I can be.
After a prominent lawyer rapes an acquaintance, he narrowly beats a court conviction and then coolly sues his victim for malicious prosecution and libel.
What the hell?
Right?
Oh my god.
That's wild. That's a wild synopsis. We have to track this down because I need to know how this ends.
Uh-huh.
I want to know if we get like a Jennifer Lopez from Enough style ending where she like finally tracks him down and like kills him.
Yeah.
Beats the fuck out of him.
It's called She Said No.
It's called She Said No.
Found it.
All right. Well, you know what? Bookmark it. Maybe we'll do it for TV movie month May. Judd Hirsch July. One of those. All right. I'm gonna ask you the age-old question. You ready?
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 out of 5 dolphin swims, how many dolphin swims would you give tonight's lineup?
This is a 4.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is pretty good.
Yeah, like there's a little bit of something for everybody. Like, okay, so you get variety of stuff for the kids to watch. You have a variety of stuff for the adults. Like, the only thing it's really missing is like football.
I mean, I'm sure it was on like before all this was going on.
Yeah, I'm sure. This is a pretty lit night of TV.
Yeah, I'd probably watch Life Goes On, True Colors, Parker Lewis, and Camp Cucamonga. I'd probably be like flipping between them.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely be watching In Living Color and videos, AFE, whatever they call it. And then I don't know. I'd probably watch Married with Children and maybe just occasionally check out what's going on in the Running Man. So I don't know. I'd probably give it a 4 too.
There's a lot to choose from. This isn't like so boring that you're like, oh, that's all that was on? Really?
They had their shit together in 1990.
This is a good night.
All right. So as we teased, our girl Jennifer Aniston driving a bus haphazardly. Looked like a road from one of those like TV car commercials that are like windy. With like it goes around bends and stuff.
And she's very comfortable driving this bus.
Oh yeah. She's very. You know what? Maybe she learned. Like you know what? Like I was kind of like shitting on her earlier. Like maybe like this is how she learned like to drive.
It could be.
She sat on her dad's lap when she was young, and he taught her how to ride the Camp Cucamonga bus. You know, it's the same bus from like whenever the camp opened up too.
Oh yeah. Like, that bus has been there for forever.
So, hold on. I have a question because I didn't pick up on this. Is Cliff Clavin Jennifer Aniston's dad in this?
Yes.
Okay, wow. I didn't pick up on that.
Yes.
So, he runs the camp. Like, he's like the official like owner /
head counselor, yeah. Like, camp director, this is his camp. He and his wife run it. Jennifer Aniston's their daughter.
I get the idea, or like, I get the thought that this is like a very, not the best run camp. Just kind of like put together, just kind of, I don't know, like, because there's an inspection going on. Sherman Hemsley's going to be coming in to do, like, every 5-year review of the camp, I guess.
No, he's not even the... Oh, my God.
What?
You didn't pay attention to this movie yet. Oh. Okay. The first day camp, the kids are coming in. You know, we got our little, like... We got all the main players. We got, like, the popular guy, played by Chad Allen, who has his little girlfriend, played by Candace Cameron. He wrote her a whole 2 letters. During the entire school year. I
guess the previous year they met, right? That's like when they like made it official. They became a couple.
Or they like, that was when they became boyfriend, girlfriend. Because like the way it sounds is like some of these kids have been coming to Camp Cucamonga for years.
And then they were like finally like old enough to realize they had like an attraction for each other.
Be boyfriend, girlfriend.
So summer ends. Like how long are they there all summer, or are they here for like a week or 2?
I think they're there for like a month and a half, I would guess.
Okay.
Maybe 2 months. It depends on when the camp starts and when it ends. And like when their school years start and end. My nephew did not like started school at the start of August. He has been in school for like a whole month. And he got out at the end of May.
Do we know where Camp Cucamonga is? Like, where is it located?
No. It doesn't really, like, it's just, like, not said. It's just, like, kind of just, like, any camp anywhere, really, kind of thing, you know?
So,
just like Camp Anawana.
All right, so we'll say we'll say that Camp Cucamonga is open the whole summer. First week in June to, like, end of July. We'll say, like, July 20th-ish.
Mm-hmm.
That's when things wrap up there. Candace Cameron, what's her name? Jennifer in this? I can't remember.
I think so, yeah.
We're just going to call her Candace Cameron.
Like, let's be real. That's what we're going to do.
Chad Allen. All right, so they meet. They've known each other through camp for, like, many years.
Oh, she's Amber. Her character is Amber.
She does look like an Amber. Summer camp ends, and Chad Allen just, like, writes 2 letters in between from, like, August to the next June. That's it.
2 letters. He wrote her 2 letters, and she read them 12 times each.
That's it? She only read them 12 times each?
That's it.
I feel like that's a lie. I feel like she understated it.
I have a card from my ex-boyfriend, Garth. I have read that more than 12 times.
Oh, yeah. You know, she was just understating it to her friends. Her character sucks, too. Candace Cameron just is horrible in this fucking movie.
Oh, my God. So, like, okay, this is my theory, is that, Chad Allen, back at school, he's got another girlfriend.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
100%.
And you know what?
100% he has another girlfriend. Amber is not his only girlfriend. Amber is his summer girlfriend. He is going to try and see how far he can go with her this summer.
If we had to dreamcast Chad Allen's, like, at-home girlfriend, who would it be? Andrea Barber?
No,
Oh, I got it. The girl who plays, like, the older sister on Alf. Or is she too old?
No, she's too old.
Too old? Oh, well, maybe Chad Allen likes older chicks. Who knows?
Actually, you know what? I would, the girl from My Two Dads.
Oh, yeah, Dana. She was Dana on Step by Step.
Stacy Quiche or whatever her name is.
No, Stacy Quiche is the guy from, like, Titus. That's a guy. Stacy Keenan.
Just her. Like, the girl who played the daughter on My Two Dads. You know, she's, like, the right age.
That would have been good. But she was busy. She was busy. She was out there trying to get cast on Step by Step, which is probably, like, in pre-production by this point. They're, like, plotting it out.
She was probably on Going Places right now with Courtney Cox and Heather Locklear.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Oh, my God. Oh, it wasn't Courtney Cox. It was Hallie Todd. Jerry Levine, Heather Locklear, and Hallie Todd as 4 young Hollywood writers renting a house together. And it had Holland Taylor in it, too. And the girl from My Two Dads.
Hold on, I was going to ask, I don't know if this is, like, too insensitive, but do you think Rebecca Schaefer would have been in Camp Cucamonga had she not been murdered by a stalker?
No.
No?
Because she was going for more dramatic stuff at that point.
Well, I thought, like, you know, like maybe, like, Sam and Me, or whatever it was called, Sam and I, or something.
My Sister Sam?
That was it. My Sister Sam. I feel like that was kind of like on the come up and still. So I don't know. She could have been on it. I was like, maybe she could have had the Jennifer Aniston role.
I don't think this would have been like what Rebecca Schaefer would have been doing.
You don't think? I don't know.
No.
When do you think they filmed this? Do you think this, like, all these TV shows wrapped up in, like, May of 1990 and they spent, like, 2 weeks and just, like, threw this thing together real quick?
Oh, yeah. This is totally, like, this is what... So, like, they finished their seasons of their TV show. And maybe they had, like, a couple weeks off for, like, to finish up school for the year. And then they went and did this in, like, June. July.
I love it.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Danica McKellar's character real quick? Just kind of, like, do, like, a...
Lindsay? Yes.
She, all right. There's a scene where she's, like, in her cabin or bunker. What do they call it?
The bunk, yeah.
Like, the things that she brought here are great. She brought, like, a framed photograph of her parents and 2 posters. One was Metallica and the other one was the band, like, the hair metal band Cinderella.
Mm-hmm.
That's, like, hanging over her bed. She fucking packed 2 posters. Like, I could see bringing, like, the framed, like, picture of your family, but, like 2 fucking posters.
All the girls, like, had, like, decor stuff, though, with them. They just weren't posters.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, is that a thing? I guess I don't understand, like, camp vibes.
I don't either, because we never went to an actual sleepaway camp.
Like, I don't know, like, do you go to Spencer Gifts and you, like, flip through the poster stacks and you're like, oh shit, I want to bring that to camp with me?
You mean, you don't think this was just from Walmart?
Would 1990 Walmart have a Cinderella poster?
I don't know. Maybe.
If anyone listening to this was a teenager in 1990, send us a message. Let us know where you bought your Cinderella posters at. Not Cinderella like Disney, like Cinderella the hair metal band. Because Lindsay's kind of edgy. Danica McKellar as Lindsay. She's edgy. She wears like a leather jacket. She wears Motley Crue t-shirts.
Wears black jeans.
She's got like a sourpuss face.
The girls are complete bitches to her.
Yeah, they don't like her. Like there's one line where Candace Cameron like says something about her parents getting divorced. Danica McKellar just like walks away. And Candace Cameron's like, oh, I wish I knew what I said to like upset her so I could say it again. I was like, whoa.
It's so funny because they're like friends in real life.
So I bet it was fun for them to like play off this, like to like hate each other. A part of me didn't find Danica McKellar like convincing as like the edgy chick though for some reason. I don't know what you think.
I think seriously she was the edgy chick because she had the long dark hair.
Oh, they just needed a chick with dark hair, not a blonde.
Mm-hmm.
Did you just step off screen for a second and grab a cupcake?
Totally did not do that.
I didn't know it was cupcake break time. All right.
Okay, so
Jaleel White's in this. He's like non-Urkel, like he's actually kind of normal, and it makes me feel bad that his career like pretty much was derailed because of Urkel.
For real.
Breckin Meyer's in it. He has long hair. He's kind of like your typical like California surfer dude, skateboarder dude, Tony Hawk dude.
Yeah, he's just a little skateboarder dude, antagonist at times.
Josh Saviano's in it. You might know him as Paul Pfeiffer from Wonder Years. He plays like against type too. He's still like kind of nerdy, but
oh, he's still totally the nerd of the group. Like,
don't feel like he's like as anxious as Paul was though.
Totally.
And has a lot of allergies. Did Paul have a lot of allergies? Or am I like confusing him with the kid from My Girl?
I think so. I just don't really remember.
Are we allowed to talk about allergies on this podcast? I can't remember.
We're allowed to talk about whatever the fuck we want. It's our podcast.
All right, take us into this world. Let's do a full like plot breakdown. Get it over with.
First day of camp, Jennifer Aniston already knows all the kids' names. She knows exactly who everybody is, even the new ones. There's also a new camp counselor for the boys, played by the one, the only, Brian Robbins.
Yes, future Nickelodeon president.
He's the president of Paramount Pictures now.
Okay, well, I don't know. It's the same thing.
He is the president of Paramount Pictures. I think he's actually still in charge of Nickelodeon, too.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
He's doing stuff in Hollywood.
All right, hold on. I have a hot question. You're going to play the Who Makes More game?
The what game?
Who do you think has more money right now?
I mean, it's between him and Jennifer Aniston, for sure.
Yeah, all right. Between Jennifer Aniston and Brian Robbins, head of Paramount Pictures, a.k.a. Nickelodeon, a.k.a. MTV, a.k.a. CBS, and, I don't know, Home and Garden Network. Who do you think makes more money? Let's think it all through. We got Jennifer Aniston, who made, like, I don't know, like $500,000 for each Friends final season episodes, plus whatever she made up to that point, and plus whatever she makes in residuals.
Jennifer Aniston.
Is it Jennifer Aniston?
Her net worth is $300 million. His is $150 million.
Ooh, go her. Go Jennifer Aniston. You know what? I bet you on the set of Camp Cucamonga in 1990, he was probably like, well, I'm older. I'm going to be the president of all this. And maybe that put a spark under Jennifer Aniston's ass and she got her shit together. She got herself on a hit TV show that was on for like 10 plus years. Millions of movies.
Yeah, his TV show was only on for 5 years.
Yeah, and was he on it for all 5 seasons?
Yeah, he was on Head of the Class all 5 seasons.
Good for him. What else did he do? Like, has he acted in it other than this?
So, here's the thing. Brian Robbins went on to create several TV shows with the guy we don't talk about from Nickelodeon and Head of the Class.
He who shall not be named.
And then Brian left that working relationship and went on and created What I Like About You, starring Amanda Bynes and Jenny Garth. He did a bunch of movies like Big Fat Liar. Like, he definitely stayed kind of in the family TV genre.
So he found his niche.
Yeah, and then he, like, created Awesomeness TV, like some kind of internet content site.
Yeah, I feel that's like if you go to like a, I don't know, like a restaurant, it's like the kind of thing they play on the TV when you're there. Like a Dave and Buster's would probably play Awesomeness TV, I feel like.
And then he went on to be the president of Nickelodeon, and now the president of Paramount Studios.
And he makes less than Jennifer Aniston?
I mean, she's got those Friends residuals, though, babe.
That is true. And, like, the $500,000 each episode in, like, what, a 23, 24 episode season, so...
Mm-hmm.
She could have made more, but she took a pay cut for Joey.
And she did all those movies, too.
Yeah.
And she's still making movies.
Too many movies to name. You know what? She even has time to do, like TV. Like, she's in the morning show now, which I've never seen. Gonna throw this out there.
I've never seen it either, because I don't have Apple TV.
Yeah, who has that? I bet you, like, 8 people in the world have seen the morning show, and they're all critics. Let's be real.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, so we get the new camp counselor. He comes into town. He's kind of he's got a girlfriend. She's kind of ditzy. Like, she's like a non-essential character in this.
He doesn't even know her name. That's not his girlfriend.
It's someone he picked up on his motorcycle, like, on the ride in. She really liked motorcycles.
And who just happened to be going to the same camp.
Oh, yeah. We forgot to mention that. Actually, I think I did bring it up, but when Jennifer Aniston's driving into camp, there's like a guy on a motorcycle like next to her that they keep like making eye contact, but there's like a girl in the back of it. Someone on the bus throws like a water balloon out. I guess it was intended for someone else on the bus, but they ducked and it went out the window and it ends up hitting the passenger of the motorcycle, which happens to be that like ditzy aforementioned female. So when they finally get to camp, like you see her and her hair's all wet from the water balloon.
Mm-hmm.
Which I refuse to believe. I feel like our hair would have dried by then. What else is going on in this movie?
Oh, let's see. We got the pairing of Chad Allen and Candace Cameron. Then we got Jaleel White and his girl. And then they kind of try to pair Paul and Danica together. And that's just awkward on, like, so many levels. Because, like, he would not do that to Kevin Arnold.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. Like, they were trying to go for this, like, dramatic effect with Danica McKellar. I'm just going to call it Danica. Danica's character.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wasn't having it. I was like, we get, like, a flashback moment at one point.
Yes, it's so awkward because it's like, wait, what is happening?
It's like a day or two, I guess, before Danica came to camp. And Danica's like, I don't want to go to camp. And her mom's like, you'll love it. That camp is great. Like, I remember being a teenager and going to camp.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, when you're the same age as me, when you're 40, you're gonna look back and wish that you had like better memories of camp. And Danica's line, she's like, "You're not 40, Mom. You're 41."
I was like, "Bitch, you don't have to like point out the exact age there." Thanks. Like, I was kind of like, "Fuck you."
And then it just cuts back to the camp, and like we never. Like, do we get another flashback? I feel like we get one more, but...
No, we don't get another flashback. But the mom shows up later.
She does. And the mom's a dud.
Okay, so basically, this is the story with the kids. Chad Allen's trying to see how far he can get with Amber, and really, like, my guess is he just wants to, like, stick his tongue down her throat. Because they're, like, what, 13?
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. You know, it's like, ooh.
I think that's, like, what he wants to do, and she's like, oh, no. Like, it's not anything more than that. Like, maybe he wants to touch a boob. Like, maybe that's it.
It's not going to happen.
No.
Not at Camp Cucamonga. There's too many prying eyes in the area.
Jennifer Aniston is not going to let that happen.
No, Jennifer Aniston has her shit together.
So then, that's happening, but he's kind of, like, drawn to Danica McKellar, and Candace Cameron notices this and is like, oh, hell no, not my man. And then Jaleel White's just flirting with, like, the only other person of color at this camp. So they're, like, automatically paired up.
She's, like, in stuff. I've seen her before.
Tasha Scott, I believe, is the actress's name.
Yes. I've seen her in things before. She looks wildly familiar to me.
Yeah, like, she was also 17 at the time, and he was 13.
We're probably going into, like, the second season of Family Matters here, like, when this movie came out.
Yes.
Like, I feel like we're fresh Family Matters.
Oh, she's in Troop Beverly Hills.
Okay.
She was on a couple episodes of Amen, starring Sherman Hemsley. We'll get to him. So she was on an episode of Full House. She was on 10 episodes of South Central.
Okay, I remember that was on Fox. That was like kind of like a drama / comedy type show. Mm-hmm. What is the most recent thing she's done?
The most recent thing she's done is a movie called Bluest Moon.
What year did it come out?
From 2018.
So she acted in the 2000s. Good for her. She's still hustling out there. Call us. Tell us what it's like to play opposite Jaleel White in Camp Cucamonga in 1990. If you even remember this, she probably doesn't. Like, she was probably like at this set, like being like, "Fuck, man, I wish I was friends with Soleil Moonfry and could have gone to fucking Knott's Berry Farm with like Brian Austin Green and Jonathan Brandis and like a lot more cooler stars than these fucking losers." Said I gotta hang out with fucking Jaleel.
This is 1990 though. Like 1990, these are the stars. The only ones they're missing are like Ben Savage. Like, come on, and Stacey Keenan. Like, this is
Ben Savage. Ben Savage is like a child at this point. You mean Fred Savage?
Oh yeah, Fred Savage. Sorry, wrong Savage.
I have a theory that while everyone was like filming this movie like in some fucking hut like LA suburb, Soleil Moon Fry and friends were like living life down at Knott's Berry Farm, like while all this was going down.
Oh yeah, this is like what Soleil Moon Fry is like recording all her answering machine messages and her calls. I don't understand the thought process behind that. Like, I'm gonna record all my calls.
She knew. Girl knew that someday she's gonna drop a hot documentary on Hulu. On Hulu of all things. But like, now that I'm looking back, I'm like, you know what? Everyone on this made-for-TV movie was not on Kid 90s, so...
There's like the kids trying to like, the boys are trying to get the girls to like do whatever kissy things they can, you know, and the boys are kind of failing like hard. Let's be real. They don't have any game.
No. You know what? They're duds. Like I feel like for the male cast members, they picked some fucking serious duds in this movie. Like they could have gone better.
I feel like this was this age group of Hollywood at the time, though.
Mark Paul Gosselaar wasn't available.
No.
Busy.
Yeah, they were probably filming Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, I guess because it's a Saturday morning thing, so maybe like their like shooting schedules like different than a primetime show.
Yeah.
Who knows?
So okay. So like the boys are trying to like hook up whatever way a 13-year-old boy in 1990 was dreaming of. Okay.
The way they do it is they find out where the girl's bathroom is, and they go like underneath it because it's on stilts. Like the building's on stilts.
Yes.
So they crawl underneath like the girl's shower while they're singing like "Can't Hurry Love" or something.
Yes.
Like in unison together. And they take this giant camcorder that's yellow.
Yes.
It looks like one of those like yellow Sony Walkmans, like those sporty ones.
Yes, it was. This thing was huge, and they tried to videotape the girls. This is after the girls have like banished Lindsay from taking a shower with them because they're afraid her slime will clog up the drain.
Oh my god, they're fucking awful.
They're awful.
They're all awful.
The camp is about to get inspected. And they got a letter from the camp board, and it says the inspector's going to be here tomorrow, like around this time. And this is what's going to lead into a beautiful mistaken identity.
Yes.
So they have fired the handyman, who's all like, well, I started last Wednesday, and so you're going to owe me for 2 weeks, and Monday was a holiday, and like, he was obviously like wasn't fixing stuff, so he got fired. He's all disgruntled. He's like packing up his stuff when the new handyman shows up. And he's coming like straight from his nephew's wedding, so he's like all dressed up. It's Sherman Hemsley. And they think he's the inspector from the camp board. They never ask him like what his name is, like what he's there for. They just believe this is who he is. That's what he's here to do. So they're going to try and suck up to him for like the next 24 hours. And then the actual guy from the camp board shows up, but his car is broken down. He's disheveled, and they think he's the handyman, and they treat him like dirt.
I'm going to throw this out there. I must have fallen asleep, like, because I did briefly like fall asleep during this movie. It must have been during that like firing of the original handyman, because I just assumed Sherman Hemsley.
Dude!
I assumed Sherman Hemsley was the actual camp inspector of the whole fucking movie.
No.
I went through this whole movie thinking he was the actual camp inspector.
No, he wasn't. He was just like a handyman.
Oh my god. You know what?
That they called from the yellow pages.
It all makes sense now. Suddenly the whole movie makes sense. But shout out to Sherman Hemsley. Still the star of Amen, which I think was still on at this point, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure.
Or is it wrapping up? I feel like 91-ish.
Yeah.
Alright, so yeah, Sherman Hemsley shows up, and Cliff Clavin and his wife are like sucking up to him. Like they like she made a pie. She's got to cook him some like nice steaks that the kids like plot on stealing.
Yes, and they do steal and then they burn.
The food's horrible here. I'm just gonna throw this out there. Like I saw a look at that mess hall. I wasn't impressed.
Okay, so here's the thing. One, any food that's like not what your parents make when you're a kid is probably gonna suck.
Oh yeah.
Right? And have like a camp that's trying to make sure they're getting like healthy-ish food for like 100 kids or something. It's not gonna be great food, you know?
I feel like it's just gonna be like dinosaur chicken McNuggets, French fries, maybe like applesauce, hot dogs.
I think they would have liked some of that better than like this was breakfast that we saw, so it was like eggs and pancakes.
Yeah. I bet you they had the rectangle shaped pizza too. Like I feel like that was probably like rampant there.
Oh yeah. Probably like for sure.
Yeah. And then they were having a cookout on this like one particular night because they wanted to kind of like woo the inspector.
They thought it was Sherman Hemsley, but it wasn't.
Some of the guys, they overhear Mrs. Cliff Clavin talk about steaks. So like they know like there's gonna be steaks being made. So like Cliff Clavin, his wife, take Sherman Hemsley out on a boat like ride around the lake. They use this as like the opportunity to like break into the house, like break into her like house and steal like the 3 steaks that are just like marinated on the kitchen counter, like uncovered, by the way. They're just like chilling there, like uncovered, like flies could have gotten on there.
Yeah, there were supposed to be like 4 steaks because he was like, get extra in case he's hungry. And they steal them. And then the thing is, none of them know how to actually cook steak. None of them know what they're doing. They're 13.
Yeah, like they just kind of like haphazardly try to like put it together and it burns. And like they think they're gonna like impress the chicks. Like, hey, guess what? We got steak.
The girls were totally impressed with that.
I'm gonna throw this out there. If you were a 13, 14-year-old girl, would you be like impressed by steak? Like
that would not impress me much.
I don't know. Maybe it's a 1990 thing. Who knows? But like today I'd be like, oh shit, you got steak? Like
oh yeah, like today I'd be more into it, but like not in 1990.
No, like Teen Cat wouldn't be like, you wouldn't be won over by fucking 3 fucking charbroiled steaks.
So like they go out into the middle of the woods with like a charcoal grill. They burn the steaks. Then they don't have any food. And then they get lost. And they realize they're stuck there. And then Lindsay, Dana McKellar's character, realizes that with Amber's pantyhose, they can catch some fish and eat some and grill up some fish.
Oh, it's fucking disgusting.
Yeah. And then
I guess if I had to survive, you know, I'd use Candace Cameron's pantyhose and like skew up some fish, but I mean there is food there. It's just not good food.
So they're like stuck out in the woods, and it's gotten to the point where Jennifer Aniston has discovered they're missing.
Hold on. Do you think the reason why Candace Cameron like shilled that tuna in the bag was because it reminded her of the fish in her pantyhose from 1990?
Wait, what?
Remember when Candace Cameron like was shilling that like tuna that's like in a bag? I think that was like her product that she was shilling for a while. It's like a commercial.
Oh, I don't know. She shows so many products. Like she tries to sell. Like you open up her Instagram, that's all she's doing is trying to sell you something with a Bible verse on it.
Yeah, well, in like 2016, 2017, she was shilling tuna fish in like a plastic bag that like you don't have to refrigerate.
Oh, right. Oh yeah, she was the StarKiss spokesperson.
Yeah, do you think like when she was doing that, it reminded her of like catching fish in 1990 at Camp Cucamonga?
Maybe.
I've eaten fish out of a bag before.
Maybe.
That was a deep reach, but I don't know.
Oh my gosh. So
so Jennifer Aniston knows the kids are gone, and you know she knows the area.
She like finds out the kids are gone because she's doing her job, the bed check. And she's pissed off because Ryan Robbins was supposed to be on duty. He doesn't realize any of his campers are missing.
No, he's fucking horrible.
Because he is off making out with another girl. Even though, like, the girl he wants is Jennifer Aniston.
Here's the thing about Jennifer Aniston. She's got her shit together. She's got it together. You know what? When Cliff Clavin eventually passes away, she's going to take over Camp Cucamonga. She's going to be, like, the head counselor. She's going to have the little cabin by the lake. And she's going to turn that place around. That place is going to be like pristine in like 10 years time.
Okay. You know what I want?
A sequel?
In the year of 2022?
Yeah.
I want to return to Camp Cucamonga.
Yes.
Starring Jennifer Aniston.
Yes.
As the director of the camp.
Yeah. And Brian Robbins comes back and he's like the handyman now.
No, he would probably be her husband.
You think they go that route?
Yeah.
Do you think we get any of the campers to come back? You know what? What's that movie? The one you said where they?
Let's get Candace Cameron. Let's get Danica McKellar. They're both still acting. Chad Allen could use a paycheck. Julia White could definitely use a paycheck.
Yeah, they should do that thing that you were talking about earlier, where like the adults go back to camp like 30 years later.
Oh, the reunion.
Yeah. The
weekend reunion. Yeah. Yes, totally. Imagine. Okay. So it's been
32 years. But
imagine like what happens is we find out later that Amber and Lindsay ended up as best friends. They ended up as camp counselors. Maybe Chad Allen ended up as a counselor too. And, like, they were all friends. He and Lindsay dated off and on until the end of college, and they grew apart. The thing is, he never got over her, and now they're back for this reunion. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen, Patrick?
She's gonna find out that Chad Allen spent like 5 years in jail for tax evasion. That's what's gonna happen.
Did he? Oh, the character. Okay.
Yeah, looking at the character, I'm like, I get like tax evasion vibes from him for some reason, like future tax evasion vibes.
Oh yeah, totally.
He's gonna come up with like a good business model. You know what? No, hold on, even better. He got himself on a reality show, like a Survivor type show, won, and then like fudged the numbers with his tax accountant. He got caught, like Richard Hatch style.
Okay.
Did like 5 years in jail, and that's where he met up with. I'm gonna say Todd Bridges. I don't know why. Todd Bridges. Him and Todd Bridges, when they got out, they started like a successful MLM scheme, and they have this like grasp on America. I'm gonna say it probably involves protein powder. I don't know why.
I could see that. Okay, too bad Chad Allen doesn't act anymore.
You know what? They can coax him out of retirement. I'm sure Jennifer Aniston. If Jennifer Aniston called up Chad Allen personally, it was like, hey, I have an idea. I think you should, we're going to do Return to Camp Cucamonga. What do you think of that? I'm sure he'd say yes.
Like, hey, we want to do this movie? You'll be able to pay off some of your student loans.
It'd be even funnier if Jennifer Aniston called up Chad Allen and was like, hey, I'm thinking about getting the Friends back together. You want in? And he's thinking it's like the Friends like TV show. So he's like, yeah, sure. And he like shows up thinking it's going to be like Ross and everybody. But no, it's the Camp Cucamonga cast. And she's like, what do you think I meant when I said I'm getting the Friends back together?
Let's go back to summer camp.
I'm really curious what Jaleel White's character has been up to all these years.
He is a stay-at-home dad.
Ooh, yeah. You know what? I can see him as someone who like thrived during quarantine. He became one of those dads who like makes the channel, like a YouTube channel of like him and the family singing.
Yes, he's totally one of the YouTube dads.
Like it's all about the based kind of dad.
Yes, one of those. Oh my god. So
Yeah, he thrived on it. Like right now, like he's the most watched on TikTok.
So at this point, the kids have been gone all night, and Jennifer Aniston, Brian Robbins went looking for them but didn't find them. But her dad found them the next morning and was bringing them back. And that's when the camp inspector is like, I am done with this place. I am over now. You're going to lose your accreditation. You were out all night with the kids. What is happening? What is this nonsense? This place is falling apart. This camp is getting shut down. And, like, they're all like, oh, shit. They're like, how do we save our camp?
Yeah, now it turns into one of those things where it's like, we got to save the camp from, like, going under. And they all, like, band together, save the Mac style. They have a telethon.
Yes.
I wish they had a fucking telethon.
Well, no, they start with a letter writing campaign, and Lindsay's like, this is so not going to work because it's tired and boring. What we really need to do is make a rap video.
Yes.
And they're all in. Like, this is of course 1990. Like, the kids are for it. They're going to make a rap video, even though most of them are like the whitest of the white kids possible. Can't dance, can't sing, can't rap, but they make the iconic Camp Cucamonga rap video. And they send it to the head of the camp board, who is played by one of our Seinfeld greats. And the daughter is like watching the video with him. She's like, I want to go to that camp, Dad. And he's like, I think I better check it out first, sweetheart.
If you can get a hold of the rap video, can you drop it on the AVSP TikTok?
Dude, it's on YouTube.
Well, drop it on the AVSP TikTok. Make it easy.
Oh my gosh, you're so ridiculous.
Not today. Not till like September 26th.
Oh my god. Anyways,
I'll remind you when I'm doing the editing. Who is the Seinfeld great?
Richard Hurd.
Who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is Richard Hurd?
Oh my god, what am I gonna do with you? He played Mr. Wilhelm, one of George's bosses at the Yankees.
Yeah. Oh my god. I think I fell asleep for this part. Is this at the end? Because what is this out there? I might not have paid attention to it.
Oh my god, why did you not give this movie the respect it deserves, Patrick?
Because I was busy thinking of Soleil Moon Frye at Knott's Berry Farm with like a lot more cooler stars doing cooler things like...
Oh my god, you're such an asshole.
Let's say you were a teen star in 1990. It's the summer of 1990. This is the turning point. Do you hang out with Soleil Moonfry and have eternal happiness and be remembered and immortalized in an amazing documentary that will air like 30-something years later? Or do you spend the summer with Jaleel White, Candace Cameron, Danica McKellar, Jennifer Aniston, do your Camp Cucamonga, and like maybe have a career after this?
Almost everybody in this movie had a career after this.
But is it really a career? I don't know.
Oh my god, Patrick, you're such an ass. Okay, first of all, the ones you're thinking about who were hanging out at Knott's Berry Farm were not the right age group for this movie.
Were they too young? Too young at this time?
They were too old.
You think so? I feel like we're right at that. Like,
yes.
Because I feel like Brian Austin Green was there, and he was like probably the same age as like Jaleel White was in 1990.
There's very different paths that actors took, but you have to also look at who was in this movie. These were like, I know you keep shitting on them, but these were names in the TV realm in 1990. These were actual names. Nobody knew who the fuck Brian Austin Green was in 1990.
Well, they didn't, because Naruto didn't come out for like another week.
Exactly, so fuck off. Stop being such an ass.
But Soleil Moonfry knew bag.
Listen, Soleil Moonfry tried to do a TV movie a few years later with Ryder Strong.
Ooh, we need to track that one down.
Oh, it's on YouTube. I watched it. It's not as good. It does not hold up.
What? I mean, I'm sure none of them do. Let's figure it out.
No, like, this holds up. Like, this is still enjoyable.
You think so?
Yes.
I mean, other than like the stars in this, Dance Till Dawn is like an amazing feat of TV actors come together, wowing the American public. This movie, not as good. You know, it was great seeing everybody and like being like, wow, it's that person. Oh, it's that person. But overall, I was just like, it was kind of a boring movie. I don't know. It's very paint by numbers.
Oh, Patrick. I feel like you didn't really give it a try. I think you were just like, okay, whatever.
I cannot believe I didn't know this existed, because I feel like 1990 version of me, like I 100% would have watched this had I known it was on.
That's why I am like shocked you didn't know this, because this is right up your alley. This is like everything for us.
Like, did you watch this like when it first aired?
Yes.
And it took 248 episodes for you to tell me that this existed?
I have tried to tell you about this before.
Do we have like audio confirmation of this? Because I feel like we don't.
I will find it. All
right.
Oh my god.
I've never heard of this before. I don't know.
You were probably drunk and didn't remember.
It was too Western-y for me. I don't know, if you know what I mean. Like, there's a lot of browns in it. Like, just like the colors. Like, a lot of like Western-y colors. You know how there's like a lot of like earth tones? Yeah, I don't know.
I was like, what do you mean?
I think that's like a thing I don't like. Like, I don't like tone of, like, the color palette of the movie is not great to me for some reason.
Not enough neons for you. And
the YouTube, like, cut is like not great. Like, it's like, I can very easily sit through like a 30-minute episode of a sitcom, like, in poor quality. It's like really hard to sit through like 90 minutes of that, though.
Okay.
I mean, if there's a 4K of this version of this movie out there somewhere, send it my way. I doubt this movie is ever aired again after this.
Oh, this is such a good movie, though. I love it.
Did we finish the movie? I don't even know.
No, because you keep fucking pissing me off.
Ooh.
Okay, so...
We had a classic fight. Classic Tom and Jerry fight.
So they get back, they make their rap video, and then Lindsay has not gotten any letters from her parents, so she decides to write herself some letters because the other girls are still being bitches to her. Paul, Josh, whatever his name is, he sees it, and then he tells Amber, and Amber, like, steals the letter she gets one day. Unfortunately, it's a letter actually from her mother, telling her that her parents are getting divorced.
Oh my god, I did see that part.
And she, like, reads it out loud to, like, everybody, and Amber doesn't realize what she did. And Lindsay runs away. And this is, like, in the middle of, like, the color war or whatever, like, the battle of the bunks. It's, like, right before the big, like, game-winning, like, deciding thing. And the one guy in the bunk, Troy, who's, like, the super jock, who's, like, one of those guys you see in everything in, like, the 80s, 90s, and then he doesn't act anymore now.
Like, kind of like a Ted McGinley type?
Sort of like that. Like, he's just one of those guys you see all the time. He's like, but guys, we gotta play the game. If we win this, we win the whole Battle of the Bunks. But the kids are like, no, we gotta find Lindsay. And they try to band together, and her mom shows up, like, right then. And Brian Robbins is like, so, Lindsay sort of ran away. We gotta go find her. Good thing you showed up when you did. And they go to the bus depot in town, and the kids talk her into coming back. And her mom's like, I'm sorry, I sent you to summer camp. I'll take you home if you want.
Let's say you're at summer camp, whatever, Camp Cucamonga. Like, you didn't want to go. You're 14 years old. You're in, like, a fragile state already. Life sucks. You're surrounded by, like, shitty people that have been, like, pretty much, like, been making fun of you all summer long. And then your mom shows up. Like, your mom shows up, like, in the midst of all this. Like, how embarrassing would that be?
This is so embarrassing. On so many levels.
Like, that would just be, like, the end. Like, you know what, that's it. I'm out. Like, peace out. I'm going to Knott's Berry Farm with Soleil and friends.
So she comes back. They win the game. The nerdy guy gets actually, like, the last home run. The guy from the camp board thinks the camp is really well run. Thinks it's amazing. Is going to give them their accreditation. And everybody's happy. And they have a dance. Chad Allen and Candace break up. He gets with Danica, and she goes after the nerdy guy. Much to the dismay of, like, all the other girls who are like, oh, everybody lives happily ever after at Camp Cucamonga. Oh, yeah, Jennifer Aniston and Brian Robbins totally get together, too.
Everything wraps up in a nice bow until next year when Return to Camp Cucamonga drops on HBO Max or Peacock. This is a Peacock thing.
It'd be a Paramount Plus at this point if Brian Robbins were actually involved.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I could see it. I could see Paramount Plus here in this. That's like right for Paramount Plus. Bringing back the oldies. Bringing back the greats. Camp Cucamonga. All right. I'm curious. Really curious. On a scale of 1 out of 5 buses driven by Jennifer Aniston, how many buses driven by Jennifer Aniston would you give 1990s Camp Cucamonga? I feel like we're going to get a high score from you.
You're getting a 5.
What?
Yes, I love this.
This was a 5? A rare Cat 5?
Yes, this is a 5.
Well, actually, it's becoming a common Cat 5 now because I feel like you just, like, hand them out.
Honestly, I'm going to go back one of these days, listen to all the episodes, and figure out the scores, and we're going to find out what's really a rare score.
Cat 5s are turned into Cole's Cash now. Like, you just find them in your pocket, like, all the time.
Oh my gosh.
You want to take a guess at my score? Take a hot stab, and then I'll give you the number.
I'm going to guess you're, like, on the low end. You're, like, a 2.5.
All right. Sat down and thought about this. So it stars some greats. So we get some points for Jennifer Aniston being in it. We get points for Danica. We get points for Jaleel White. He's an up-and-coming star. He's the current star of Family Matters. You know, they get some high hopes for this guy. We got Breckin Meyer, who goes on to be on Clueless, like probably one of the greatest movies of all time. So I factored all that in. Summer camp sounds fun. Yeah, yay.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I felt like it took a while to really get, like, the story, like, cooking, though. Like, I felt like there was a lot of treading water going on. Like, the opening number was, like, the bus scene, like the first, like, 5-6 minutes where we are, like, introduced to everybody. Like, that was, like, it was, like, the who's who of 1990s television going on right now. That was great. And I was like, oh, my God, he's in it. She's in it. He's in it. Kind of thing. We got to see Jennifer Aniston drive a bus. So what did you say? I would give it a 2.5?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I think I'm going to go middling. I think I'm going to go, like, 3.25.
Okay.
And you know what? Actually, I think 2.5 is middling.
You don't also, like, there's definitely a nostalgia factor for me with this movie.
Yes.
That you don't have because you didn't know it existed. How did you... I am absolutely amazed you did not watch this in 1990.
I you know what? there was a good, 20 to 30 minutes today where I was trying to remember if I had seen this before. So I was, trying to see if I could find old, TV guide prints that would, have, the ad to see if, it sparked, a memory. I was trying to see if I could find, maybe, a commercial for it, this Sunday, the NBC movie presents Jaleel White as Todd, whatever his name was. No, nothing. Because I know for a fact if, let's say it was, Saturday afternoon, and I'm just at home watching TV on Saturday, September 22nd, 1990, and I had seen, a commercial for this, I 100% would have made sure that I was available at 7 o'clock to watch this. But I don't know, it escaped me. And I used to read TV Guide all the time. So like, unless this got like one of those little like corner things where like it was in a box and had like a write up about it, or a picture, like a full page picture ad. I don't know. It must have, like, maybe I was busy this week. I don't know. Like,
I'm just amazed you didn't see this. Like, 1990 Patrick would have been into this.
So I'm in what, like third grade? We're in third grade right now.
Yeah.
See, because like this is like peak Urkel time for me, so like I should have known about this.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm gearing up for my, like, I just went back to school. Maybe I had homework. Maybe I'm gearing up for my birthday.
You're like sitting there with like the Toys R Us catalog, making your birthday list. Like, Mom, I need the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with the real ooze.
I was probably thinking of my Halloween costume too. Like, what am I going to be this year? I got a top last year. So, you know, maybe I had a lot on my mind. Maybe there was like a good fall fest I went to, which is something I just made up.
That totally exists now, but in 1990, I doubt it.
Speaking of fall fest, speaking of gearing up for my birthday, so next week we're going to drop an episode on my birthday, and I'm excited for this.
I don't know what we're doing anymore. I know nothing anymore.
We're going to kick off Here Comes the Booze, a whole new season of Here Comes the Booze. And this was a suggestion that I made. It's a show we've done before. We've done the show before. It's already a spooky show, but they have a very memorable Halloween episode. I don't even know if you've ever seen it. But
I definitely have not. I'm going to guess it's Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
it is, and it's their season 2 episode, their Halloween episode, in which they all buy costumes, and then there's like a spell is cast on the town, so they all, like, everyone in the town turns into their costume. Buffy was like a Southern belle. Xander was like an army guy, so he turns into an army guy. And Willow just like threw like the Charlie Brown sheet over her head and was like a ghost. So she just becomes like a hot ghost because she was wearing like a sexy costume underneath the sheet.
Oh gosh!
And it's a great episode. It's a great episode. I think you'll enjoy it. And if you don't, replace me. Replace me with one of the Chads.
Well then, that's tempting.
Any last minute thoughts on Camp Cucamonga or Jennifer Aniston's career?
I think this is amazing. I love Jennifer Aniston. I love this movie. I love that Candace and Danica are still friends. There's actually a post on Candace's Instagram page with her and Danica from like April.
Oh, we'll have to check it out. Yeah. Do you think the two of them together have enough like power to get a Return to Camp Cucamonga movie made?
Honestly, I think if either of them thought about it, they could totally get a Return to Camp Cucamonga. You probably wouldn't have Jennifer Aniston in it, but they could definitely get Jaleel. Probably get Tasha, because what is she really doing? You know, they could probably get a good chunk of the cast back.
Do you think I can get back Breckenmeyer?
For like a
Do you think
reunion
he would like roll back into town for this?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. If anyone's listened to this that has pull, Jennifer Aniston's manager has listened to this, like, you know, just send her a memo, just write on a post-it, write Return to Camp Cucamonga ? You never know. Like, maybe like she thinks about this all the time. Like, maybe like as she's about to lay down to go to bed, she's like, oh man, I wish they would do a sequel to Camp Cucamonga. That's all I want to do in life. That's all I want out of life. Like, I don't really want to do a Friends reunion. I'd rather do a Camp Cucamonga reunion. Get the gang back together. Drive that bus one more time. I'd like to see her, like, as an adult drive the bus. Do you think she can handle the steering wheel up better?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we've seen it all. And we're going to see more next week. So just listen. That's all I'm going to say. All right, where can you follow Wild Us Adventures? Where can you follow us?
You can follow us on Twitter at Very Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr, and TikTok at A Very Special Podcast. And you can find us anywhere podcasts are found. You found us somehow, so subscribe, keep listening. And yeah.
Yeah. And as always, girl,
all that good stuff.
As always,
bye.
Watch the roads for Jennifer Aniston driving a bus. Just really hung up on that for some reason.